Welcome to Egypt, one of the world's foremost tour and travel destinations. Throughout the centuries, adventurers, conquerors, poets, and mystics have journeyed to this shining oasis of achievement in the great Sahara Desert. Today, Egypt is considered the cradle of Western civilization and is home to more than two-thirds of the world's greatest monuments, including the last remaining seventh wonder of the world, the Great Pyramids of Giza. It is the land of pharaohs, pyramids, oceans, and the longest river in the world, the 4,000-mile magnificent Nile. Come with us to explore Cairo, Egypt's vibrant metropolis, where you will travel through time at the ancient capitals of Memphis and Giza, homes to the magnificent pyramids, where you will hear the rolling calls to prayer from numerous mosque minarets, where you will feel your feet dance to the impromptu Nubian music heard through many of the magnificent bazaars, while exotic spices and perfumes engage all of your senses. This mesmerizing city hums with activity 24 hours a day and is truly a unique blend of the present and the glorious, unforgettable past. But Egypt is more than just Cairo. From the modern resorts of Hurghada and Sharm el-Sheikh to the Mediterranean splendor of Alexandria, to the incomparable monuments of Luxor and Aswan, the whole country is a virtual, open-air museum. And everywhere you go, you will be met with Egypt's greatest asset, its warm and wonderful people, whose infectious smiles and lingering old-world hospitality will greet you at every corner. Immortal and exotic, Egypt is truly a treasure chest of discovery. Home to over 11 million people, Cairo is the first and last stop on any Egypt itinerary. A unique blend of the modern and the antique, the city is divided in two parts by the softly flowing Nile. Modern high-rises, luxurious hotels, open-air shops, restaurants, and coffee houses blend easily with the historical parts of the city, the Old Town, Islamic Cairo, all the way to the Pyramids of Giza. On all of our tour programs, your home away from home will be any one of our carefully selected hotels, such as the 5-star Meridian Pyramids, the Intercontinental, the Marriott, or the luxurious Grand Hyatt, featuring large Western-style rooms with all the creature comforts you have come to expect. All of our hotels boast of numerous shops, restaurants, poolside cafes, and attentive, friendly service. Your sightseeing tours will include all of the main attractions. Old Cairo, formerly known as Babylon, built by Coptic Christians, where the Hanging Church is still the center of Coptic worship. Here you will see the Ben Azra Synagogue and St. Sergius Monastery, reportedly the resting place of the Holy Family as they fled King Herod. In Islamic Cairo, the medieval heart of the city, a comprehensive walking tour of its splendid sights will include the Al-Azhar or Alabaster Mosque, one of Cairo's oldest and most famous.
So this chapter says, thank God for all the gifts He gave us. Then second part is wishing for the God to protect us against ourselves and against others.
It will include the magnificent citadel, commenced by Saladin in the 12th century, as well as the Great Bazaar of Khan al-Khalili, boasting of over 1,000 stalls and goods from all over the world. And of course, no tour of Cairo is complete without a stop at the Egyptian Museum, where you will view the magnificent golden treasures of Tutankhamun. Depending on your itinerary, The day may end with a dinner at a local restaurant, a private member-only club, or a magnificent buffet aboard a floating restaurant yacht, complete with romantic candlelight, live entertainment, and a classic belly dance show. A full day is reserved for exploring the magnificent pyramids of Memphis and Giza. Built as mausoleums for the pharaohs, more as a celebration of life than death, the Step Pyramid of Saqqara, located in the former capital of Memphis, is the oldest surviving pyramid built around 2816 BC by Pharaoh Zoser and his chief architect Imhotep. Subsequent pharaohs constructed ever larger pyramids, culminating in the Grand Pyramids of Giza, built by Cheops, his son and grandson, from 2600 to 2500 BC. Guarding the pyramids is probably the most famous face of Egypt, the magnificent Sphinx, carved from a single piece of limestone featuring a face of a man and the body of a lion. And, for those brave enough, an optional ride aboard the Sahara's favorite taxicab will be available.
Yeah, wait, I'm gonna fall! Wait. Oh my God!
Welcome to Aswan. As another day dawns, it's time to say goodbye to Cairo as you leave for the airport for the next part of your Egyptian experience, your fabulous Nile River cruise. A short 1 hour and 30-minute flight will take you to Aswan, Egypt's southernmost city, and the gateway for 3-night upstream cruises along the Nile. The gorgeous layout of the town occupies one of the most beautiful parts of the Nile, highlighted by palm-fringed islands and a flotilla of white-sailed feluccas, a true oasis in the desert. Here, your sightseeing will encompass visits to the High Dam, the unfinished obelisk, and Philat Temple. Your sightseeing will end with a picturesque ride aboard a white-sailed felucca to the botanical gardens located on Isis Island in the middle of the river. End the day with dinner and breathtaking sunset views from your ship or riverside hotel. The next day, spend a leisurely morning exploring the local marketplaces or take the optional yet highly recommended aerial tour to the fantastic temples of Abu Simbel. Built in honor of the great Ramses II and his beloved wife Nefertari, the 4 huge 30-ton statues were cut from solid rock and in 1960 were lifted and moved to their present-day location on Lake Nasser, high above the High Dam. The 4-hour trip, which includes a 35-minute flight from Aswan, will reward each visitor with a truly awe-inspiring view both from the air and up close to these unique and ancient temples. Upon returning to Aswan, meet with the other members of your group as you transfer to the dock to board your deluxe floating hotel for the start of your 3-night Nile adventure. As with our hotels, our primary Nile cruisers are carefully selected for their comfort, quality of food, and high level of service. The Nile Dolphin, newly launched in 2007, represents the utmost in European comfort and elegance, combined with superior onboard cuisine, along with great entertainment and a lovable and friendly crew. Holding a maximum of 130 passengers, spread over 3 decks, she features oversized 170-square-foot cabins, all with French balconies. Beautiful Italian-inspired design and decoration, TVs, safes, mini refrigerators, air conditioning, and beautiful tile-enhanced bathrooms with separate jet showers that feel great after a long day in the sun. Her public areas are equally stunning. An elegant restaurant with one seating for all, a spacious lobby and souvenir shop, a reading room, library, an evening lounge with live entertainment, a gym, spa, beauty salon, and a wonderful covered sun deck with a bar, pool, and a jacuzzi. They don't make them any better than this. Your first stop along the route will be Kom renowned for its temple dedicated to two deities, the crocodile-headed god Sobek and the falcon-headed Hareoris. After exploring the temple by foot, return to the ship for lunch as you sail on to Edfu. Here, a short carriage ride will take you to one of the best preserved temples in all of Egypt, the Temple of Horus or the Falcon God. Return to the ship for festive dinner, followed by onboard parties and belly dancing as you overnight at the Esnala. Welcome to Luxor. Developed around 4,000-year-old Thebes, contemporary Luxor is an eccentric combination of a provincial town and staggering ancient splendors. Built on both banks of the Nile, Great Luxor consists of the town itself and the village of Karnak on the east bank, and villages and the tombs of the Valley of the Kings and Queens on the west bank. Your sightseeing will begin with the Valley of the Kings, where tombs of the pharaohs were dug deep into the desert centuries ago. Here, 64 of Egypt's pharaohs were buried, including famous names such as Ramses II, Amhotep, and the only tomb found undeterred, that of the teenage king Tutankhamun. After some free time allowing you to venture down into one of the tombs, your tour will continue to the Valley of the Queens, where rising in a series of terraces looms a spectacular sight, the fabulous temple of Queen Hatshepsut.
Later on, when Horus grew up, he was married to goddess Hathor, goddess of love, joy, and music. So Hathor became the symbol of the wife of Horus.
On your way back to Luxor, your final photo stop will be at the gigantic Colossi of Memnon, which at 18 meters high guard the entrance to the Valley of the Kings. In the afternoon, it's on to the East Bank's magnificent Luxor and Karnak temples. Built mostly by the great pharaoh Amhotep III, the Luxor temple is connected to the Karnak temple by way of the Avenue of the Sphinxes. Of the original 730 human-headed, lion-bodied beasts, 58 still remain. The Temple of Karnak is a spectacular complex of sanctuaries, pylons, and obelisks, highlighted by the Great Hypostyle Hall, constructed around 134 lotus blossom pillars. Begun in the Middle Kingdom, the complex was added to, dismantled, restored and enlarged for over 1,500 years. After a leisurely breakfast, bid your lovely crew goodbye as you transfer to the airport for the short 1-hour flight to Cairo, where you will spend a final night. The balance of the day is free to explore on your own, shop for those last-minute souvenirs, or relax in the comfort of your hotel as you pack your memories away and prepare for your flights back home. Although no video can do it justice, we sincerely hope that this short introduction to the marvelous sights, sounds, and the people of Egypt will entice you to add this unique and wonderful destination to your short list of must-see countries of the world. And, as with all of our worldwide river cruise programs, rest assured that we will do our utmost to provide you with an in-depth cultural entertainment program, the best ships, hotels, staff, and guides possible, for the absolute best value that money can buy. We sincerely look forward to the pleasure of your company.